So today we're going to talk about being present, staying present. And probably you've heard that term thrown around. You may or may not know exactly what that means. And so we're going to dive into that a little bit today. What does it mean to stay present? So basically, when you look around you right now, the reality that you see around you was created by your past habits and decisions. So if there's something about the reality that you'd like to see a change, like you want a better house, you want a better job, you want a better relationship, you want a better something, in order to make that happen going forward, you're going to have to find new habits and new choices that get you to the new place you want to be, or the thing you want to have, or what you want to experience. And the only way to do that is by staying present. Because so many times we're either thinking about the past, thinking about the future, and we're not really focused on the here and now. And this present moment is the only place where we can create change, because the decisions that we make in each now moment shape our future reality. Instead of spending our time thinking about the future, if we stay in the present moment to create the future that we want, I think the outcome is going to be a lot better. And when we talk about staying present, what does that really mean? So, have you ever got, like, you get off work, you get in your car, and then you're home? Like, you pull in your driveway, and you really don't remember much about the drive home, like where you were. You're almost surprised that you're already home because your brain was off somewhere else. And the reason that's an issue is because things that we do, our routines that we have, we're on autopilot for so much of the day that our brain wanders off and we're not seeing what's really around us. And that's why we miss so many opportunities, so many signs, so many synchronicities, so many things that we could be taking action on or taking advantage of, but we don't see them because our brain was over here doing whatever, thinking about whatever, ruminating about the past, wherever it happened to be, singing that song that's been stuck in your head for 3 days, In order to stay present, this is what's beautiful about being a triune being. We use our body to keep our brain and our soul in the present moment, because that is our tangible. Our body is the tangible part of that equation. And by attaching to the physical world, that keeps us grounded in the present moment. And I'm going to attach some mindfulness tips about ways to help you stay present, things you can use. But if you feel like if you catch yourself floating away mentally, feel your feet on the floor. Feel the chair that you're sitting on. Feel the clothes on your skin. Look around you and actually look at the things around you. Look at the colors. Look at the shapes. Really pay attention to the details. Bring yourself back to the now. If you're in a conversation with someone and you start to drift off, start focusing on a feature on their face. Rub your fingers together. Anything to bring you back to now. Because what happens when we start to set goals and intentions and things that we desire and things we want to change, if we stay in the present moment, you'll notice opportunities. There may be a billboard that you drive by every day on your way home from work that has an ad on it about a group that would be perfect for you for where you want to go. But because your brain isn't there, you've never seen it. You completely missed it because you weren't present. And that's how we literally miss opportunities, because we're off somewhere else in our head. And a lot of people, when you think of meditation, right, you think of the guy sitting Buddhist style on top of a mountain chanting Om, and it doesn't have to be quite that dramatic. Like, walking meditation is a great way to practice staying present, practice listening to your inner voice, And when you do that, don't put in headphones, actually go out and walk. Look at the trees, look at the houses, look at the rocks, put your feet in the water. Whatever you encounter on the way, really engage with your physical environment. And it might also help, like rearrange your furniture, change up some things in your house, because that's going to help you stay more present when you can't blindly reach for something and know where it's at, because it's always been there. It's been there for 10 years. You just know it's there. Shift things around a little bit, change up your routines so that you have to actually think about what you're doing in the present moment. That's going to keep you engaged with your environment and keep you present and taking in what's happening around you. Because if you're talking to someone and your mind drifts off and what they just said would answer the question that you've been trying to figure out for 3 days in making progress in your business or your job search or whatever, you just missed it. Your opportunity in this present moment to make a choice that would drive you so much farther in your goals and your desires flew right by you because your mind was off thinking about the pair of jeans that you saw on Amazon the other day and maybe you should buy them, maybe you shouldn't buy them. You see what I mean? We are so surrounded by stimulation, music, TV, conversations, different things that we can just stay so distracted and not feel what we're feeling, not see what we're seeing, not hear what we're hearing. And when you take the time to stay present, allow there to be silence. And that's so scary at first because then we have to listen to ourselves. And the beauty of that is that when you stop and start listening, we talked about like the thoughts and counteracting the thoughts, and you start to learn the thoughts in your head and where they come from. And most of the time, they're not even your own thoughts. It's just random stuff floating through your head like a bad radio station. And when you stop identifying with everything in your head, you'll find that your emotions stabilize because you're no longer identifying with random thoughts that are popping in your mind or developing emotional responses to these random thoughts because you just kind of observe it like, that was weird. Next, and you shift your thinking instead of getting caught up in like, oh my gosh, why did I think that? Why do I feel this way? What's going on? And sometimes it is something that you need to look at more closely. But staying present and staying in touch with that inner you, that inner voice, getting quiet, allowing the quiet, eventually you learn to enjoy the quiet. And places that before you found entertaining, you'll think are too loud. It's just part of this process of growth. But all of our choices, all of our decisions, every action that we can take to affect our future reality is in the present moment. So learning how to stay in your body, keep your mind here with you in the moment in what you're doing is going to dramatically improve your chances of seeing the opportunities and the signs and the things around you that are going to better your life, better your future, and being able to be there at that moment to take advantage of it because the past has already happened and the future, well, that plays out depending on what you do in the present moment. So stay present, stay aware, really pay attention to what's going on around you. We get so easily distracted and then we wonder, my gosh, this year just flew by because you spent half of it in the year before and half of it in the year ahead and nothing changed because you weren't right here. So again, use your physical body, ground yourself, and that's just connecting with your physical environment, getting your energy pulled back into you, staying in touch with that inner voice. That way you hear the intuition when you see the billboard and something inside of you says, oh my gosh, look, heed that. That's called inspired action. Those things that happen in the present moment are what leads you to a better future. So I hope that helps. I will see you in the Q&A. Love and light.